Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely break down the true mechanics of marketing management. Seriously, by the time we're done, it's going to transform exactly how you view the business world around you. Let's get right into it.
So let's confront a huge myth right off the bat. The idea that marketing is just flashy commercials and pushy salespeople trying to grab your cash. And hey, we see aggressive ads literally everywhere, so it's totally understandable why so many people think that's the whole shebang. But is that really it?
Actually, no. The reality, as this brilliant definition by Philip Kotler points out, is that marketing is fundamentally about an exchange of value. It's a social and managerial process where both parties leave satisfied. Think of it like this. A business figures out what you need, they create it, and then they exchange it with you. You give value, you get value. Simple as that.
To give you a complete toolkit today, our agenda covers 4 areas. 1. Why it's more than just selling. 2. Finding your perfect audience. 3. The classic 4 Ps of marketing. And 4. Upgrading to the 7 Ps.
Section 1. More than just selling. The evolution of marketing.
It's actually wild to see how business philosophy has shifted over the last century. We went all the way from the 1920s production era, which was really just about making things as cheaply as possible, to the 1950s selling concept, where companies practically had to coax resistant consumers into buying. But then, by the 1970s, the true marketing concept took over, focusing entirely on actually satisfying consumer needs. And today, the most advanced businesses use the societal marketing concept. This is a real game changer because it balances long-term profit with the actual well-being of society.
All right, moving into Section 2, finding your perfect audience, market segmentation.
Here's a hard truth. You simply cannot please everyone. That is exactly why we have to slice up a massive, diverse market into smaller, targeted, manageable groups. We call this market segmentation. By breaking down a huge, heterogeneous market into smaller, homogeneous units, a company can design specific goods and services that perfectly hit the nail on the head for that exact group's unique demands.
Imagine you're launching a business right now. You'd use these 6 demographic and geographic categories, like income, sex, age, social classes, geography, and sector, to pinpoint exactly who your perfect customer is. Whether you're dividing buyers by their income bracket or where they live, zeroing in on a specific segment lets you tailor your entire strategy. It basically means the consumer gets exactly what they want, and you serve them way better than some company trying to just sell to everybody all at once.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 4 Ps of marketing, the ultimate toolkit.
So once you know your audience, you need a framework. The crucial point here is that these 4 elements, product, price, promotion, and place, have to be perfectly combined to satisfy the segment you just identified. This is your core marketing mix. It's like a recipe. If even one of these ingredients is off, the entire exchange of value can completely collapse.
Let's master that first P, product. Look at the stark contrast between everyday convenience goods you just grab without thinking versus specialty products that demand a massive purchasing effort. Convenience products, like bread or soap, they need to be low-priced and available everywhere. But specialty products, like a luxury Rolex watch or a custom wedding gown, those require high quality, a premium price, and highly exclusive distribution outlets, simply because buyers won't accept any substitutes.
Now, if you want to create a brand new product from scratch, you'd follow a rigorous 6-stage process before it ever sees a store shelf. First, you define your objectives and generate ideas. Then, you run a business analysis to ensure it'll actually be profitable. Next up, you physically develop it in R&D. After that, you test market it on a small scale in real conditions. And only then do you hit commercialization, launching it out to the broader market.
Okay, what about the second P, price? Marketers love to use psychological pricing. Just look at this number. When we see that, we emotionally register it as under 10,000. Price isn't just about covering costs. It heavily influences human behavior. Seeing all those 9s appeals directly to our psychology, motivating an emotional purchase rather than a strictly rational one. Pretty clever, right?
Moving to the third P, promotion. This table breaks down your entire communication arsenal. You have advertising for broad mass media awareness. You've got public relations to manage corporate image and keep up a great mutual understanding. Then there's sales promotion, things like contests or short-term free trials to stimulate immediate demand. And finally, personal selling, where a representative works face-to-face to solve a customer's specific problems.
Finally, the fourth P, place. This visualizes what's known as Channel 4, the longest distribution route. It shows just how many intermediary hands your product might touch before reaching the buyer. Distribution is all about moving the product from the producer to the right place at the right time. These intermediaries, your agents, wholesalers, and retailers, they're absolutely vital because they gather goods, finance production, and physically transport items across the country so they're waiting for you exactly when you need them.
But hold on, what if you aren't selling a physical product at all? Let's move to Section 4, upgrading to 7 Ps, the service marketing mix.
Because services are intangible, modern marketers had to add 3 extra Ps to ensure service-based businesses, like banks or hair salons, actually succeed. You can't literally hold a haircut or a bank transfer in your hands, right? So consumers naturally look for other clues to judge the value they're getting.
The first new P is people. Think about it. A restaurant is known just as much for the attitude of its waitstaff as it is for its food. That makes hiring the right people an absolute marketing priority. In the service industry, the product is completely inseparable from the person providing it. Honestly, if your staff is poorly trained, your product is poor. Period. Then we have process. Process is the operational blueprint happening behind the scenes. It dictates everything from a service script to how seamlessly you check out of a hotel. A well-tailored process ensures that the exact same high standard of service is consistently delivered to every single customer. It minimizes costs and completely maximizes satisfaction. The final P is physical evidence, and it acts as a major differentiator. This is exactly why a private hospital invests so heavily in plush waiting rooms and well-dressed staff. It tangibly signals high-quality care to its patients. Because the medical service itself is mostly invisible to the untrained eye, patients use the environment, the ambient lighting, the comfortable seating, the neatness of the facility, as physical proof of the hospital's excellence.
So as you can see, marketing is happening all around us, all the time, and now you have the toolkit to see exactly how it works. As you look closely at the products you buy, how they're priced, and the invisible processes that make your life easier, I want to leave you with one final thought. Think about your absolute favorite brand. What is the specific physical evidence and process that keeps you coming back to them time and time again?